Hey there, welcome to the love story. It's sort of like a general love read, except it's just a love story. We're going to use a couple of decks, the Tarot of the Night for one side, the Celtic Tarot for the other side, and we'll clarify with the Oceanic Tarot deck. Some of this may relate to situationships you find yourself in, little weird things. I'm a firm believer that if you're in a committed partnership, the easiest way to work anything out is by talking to your partner and following your intuition. Knowing the difference between fear in your chest and intuition in your gut, and then the difference between an intuition that says what you're thinking is wrong and what you're thinking is right. So there's a lot to know there, but either way, talking to your partner is the best way and following your intuition. If you're on tarot cards, you probably already know the answer inside, and you just are looking for something outside yourself to confirm it beyond yourself. So we'll call this a love story. General kind of read. We'll look at the cards. We'll see what we get. Tarot of the Night and the Celtic Tarot. And we have the Oceanic Tarot over here. So we'll use this one to clarify. One will be one side, one will be the other, and we'll just talk about general energies. We will not worry about definitions of gender or anything like this. So, popping right out as a card. I haven't even shuffled them up to cut the deck yet. Let's see what we got on this side. The Knight of Swords. It will be reading reversals in this particular story time. So, the Knight of Swords shows up, right? Knight of Swords is our, in reverse, is this deceitful, sort of disunion-oriented individual. So this person's a real dick and is definitely not on the up and up and probably not going to come up with anything good. On the bottom of the deck, we see the Four of Cups, which is all about, stationary injustice, acquiescing by contention. So, on this side, we've got a person who shows up with deceitful energy where people are like, what the heck are you talking about? Your story doesn't even make sense. And people are like, but okay, I guess I'll have to believe you. So, on one side, we have that kind of energy. On the other side, what are we going to see? We have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is all about balance and stubbornness. So, on the other side, we may have somebody who's stubborn, either in belief, stubbornly believing these things, even though they're deceitful, and they're like, well, I don't know, this acquiesced by contention. You can see this person's all laying back, like, I am really wanting to believe you, but all I'm doing is spending my time on my own, just dreaming about the Four of Cups and thinking about things and believing all your stories. So, what's our energy on the other side of this equation? Death. So on the other side of this equation, there may be a realization that this deceitful knight over here is full of shit, and that's why we're getting death. With death, we'll pull a card on either side, because death is really about transformation. So the transformation is between this Two of Cups. He's dreamy, like, I believe you, Mr. Knight, because you're a knight. And then on the other side, it's like, but wait a minute, shouldn't messages of love be sort of graceful and poetic and not half full of things that aren't true? That's usually the way it works. So this is a current energy between these two parties, whoever they might be, or whoever they might not be. This is all just a story, the love story. Kind of like the Love Boat, only on YouTube. And there you are. So what's between this deceitful energy and this sort of energy that's like stuck in this transformation? Like, love looks like this usually. And the crow is there on the back saying, yeah, this is what love looks like. You're pretty sure, like love looks like a cup on a dragon. Not this like upside down knight with a sword, but somebody who can relate to the animals and stuff. So what's in between this is practicality. So this practicality is probably fueling this transformation where this person's like, what is going on? My current energy is, what the hell is going on? And this person's like, they're believing it, they're buying it. Everything's going good. And there's some practicality in the middle. Let's get another clarifier on this energy between these two. Yeah, there's some strength in all of these different deceitful energies and lies. And opportunity is around, maybe reunion. Who knows? Let's see what's coming in for these two energies, and I'll just put this one somewhere over here. We can kind of half see it. What's coming in for these two energies? So, deceitful energy, transformative energy. That's going. What is going on? With all kinds of other cards on the table. The King of Cups in reverse and the King of Wands is what's coming in for this Knight of Swords. So with the King of Cups in reverse, this is like more untruthful situations, more untruthful scenarios, and then the King of Wands, well, they're strong and aggressive. So this Knight of Swords, that was deceitful before, is coming in an untruthful way, presenting as a king, an upside down half-assed king with crazy stories, and ultimately being this strong aggressive energy, which is probably again part of the fuel for what is happening on the other side with the transformation. So let's see what is happening on the other side. Like, what's coming in? There's this transformation energy, this person in contemplation, and this other side knows from that Four of Cups on the bottom of the deck before that this energy on the other side's contemplating things. So what's coming in? Five of Cauldrons. So like end of fun, decided against, a failure, defeat. So that's what's coming in for this other side, which could mean anything for this love story. The defeat could be that they're like, okay, Knight of Swords, I'll just believe all your stories, and you always tell the truth, except for those times that you didn't when you were deceitful. And sure, you're being untruthful now, because you're a king of Cups in reverse, but yeah, you're strong and aggressive, so I guess I'll have to believe you. And that might be the treachery there, and the end of the fun there is accepting all those lies and just sort of giving up on yourself. What else is coming in around this Five of Cups? What do we got here? The Star, so hopes, dreams, and wishes. So maybe there's some wondering, like, oh, really, I hope they're telling the truth this time, but no, they might not be. Or that hope could be like, I'm going to move away because I know what... Oh, crap, that's too many cards to read. I know what love looks like, and a Two of Cups looks like this in a truthful way, not all this energy over here. So that hope might be for moving away from this thing. Where's this love story going? What else is coming in? Four of Swords, rest from strife, and the Knight of Shields. So definitely some movement, but in a heavy, dull, methodical manner. Alright, so we got our what's coming in energy on both sides. We've got this heavy, dull, methodical energy moving through rest and strife and some hopes and dreams here. And on the other side, we got more untruthfulness and deceit and strong, aggressive energy. Come on, believe me, I know I'm telling the truth. Then, Five of Cups on the other side. Treachery, deceit, and the fun. Maybe it's accepting the untruths, or maybe it's because you're moving away from the untruths. Let's open this love story. It's moving away. Let's see what the Oceanic Tarot deck says. The Vortex. So temptation. Ooh, unknown in this love story. Where is this vortex going to take things? What is the untruth going to reveal? Death. Transformation. So it looks like in this love story, the untruthful scenarios, whether they're verified or not, are just untruthful enough, or just cloudy enough, that the transformation and death we saw over here becomes the energy between these two and transforming in death. Let's look at a final outcome for this love story experiment, and we shall see. What's the final outcome here for this other side? Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is all adaptable and sympathetic. We'll get a clarifier on the Queen of Wands energy. The Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is graceful, poetic, you know, like a nice movement. So maybe there's a good veneer on the outside. Six of Pentacles is all about power and influence and sort of being purse proud. So the the final outcome, if this whole distruthful, untruthful path is ultimately this person's going to be comfortable with themselves. They probably were in the first place, because that's just the way it goes, and they'll appear graceful and poetic and have this sort of pride of riches. So, on the other side, we have what is the final outcome? What is the final outcome here for this situation? Final energy, death and transformation on the picture. So 10 of Wands. So just a nice sort of cruel, overbearing situation. That's what's going to be the final outcome. Feeling cruel and overburdened. You can see this person's probably worked hard. They got a bunch of weight on their back. They're carrying it along, but the road's long and dark to get to the kingdom, isn't it now? So let's see if there's any other clarifiers on this. Yeah, 4 of Cups. So just sort of dissatisfied again, that sort of stationary injustice, and moving forward by contention, which is like definitely how the 10 of Wands looks. So 2 more cards want to come out, but all this leads towards like King of Wands, King of Shields situation. So looking at becoming more strongly assertive and reliable and making more steady gains and just sort of like being there and being comfortable. Let's see if there's any energy left. I mean, death and transformation seem like a pretty straightforward thing right there. Like, it seems like there's going to be a disunion in this story. Yeah, the Magician. So, making wise choices, sacrifices, good things for their own self-interest. On one side, we have sensitivity. On the other side, we wind up with 3 cards: luck, regeneration, and happiness. So it just goes to show, if you're comfortable and balanced in yourself, I guess, at least in this situation, gossip and order may be part of the motivations. Questioning with 3 of Wands, always wondering about distruthful situations in love stories. Again, talk to your partners. You should find recovery and success instead of restriction by talking directly to your partners and working things out. There's definitely more possibility in that. But this little love story experiment was kind of fun and interesting and entertaining, maybe. It's always how it is in situationships. People are invested, other people aren't. Have a good one.